And welcome back, everybody, to All Sports Uncut. I am Adam.
And I am Pip. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back
to the show where we talk about the sports and nothing but the sports. So help the sports.
The sports.
Sports?
Sports.
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 Sports. Hopefully we got that high five right.
It's not going to be right. We didn't do it last week.
Yeah, no, we did not. We did not. We missed it. That was our bad, our B people. But I'm going to keep this quick and short. We are going to start off we already started the new year, but we are going to hit this with a new style, new format, give you guys something a little easier to digest. We're going to hit you with about 10 minutes of PowerPoints of sports, and it's going to be your daily dose of sports. We're going to hit you quick and fast like Mike Tyson with a front jab.
Or Mr. King Ryan with a body shot. Kid's good, man. Kid's good.
Yeah. But anyways, so let's just start. We'll start with a quick recap of
Wait. Hold on. Slow down. Bring it in. Bring the reins in. I know you want to do this quick, buddy. But let's stop and take a quick minute because we did lose a Los Angeles legend this past week in Mr. Tommy Lasorda.
Yes.
And we want to take a brief moment to remember the greatness that was the skipper.
72 years with the organization. That's 7 decades, people, with one team. It's a long time. So really quick, let's bow our heads, pay some respects to the man. Dude's a legend. Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
R.I.P. Tommy Lasorda, you will be very, very missed, but you will never, ever be forgotten in Dodgerland. Yeah. So, now can I go full bore here?
Go for it.
All right, so let's cover the NFL really quick. Start with quick recaps. First, touching note, because they're my boys, the Rams, beating Seattle, moving on to the next round thanks to the defense and their stellar performance. No thanks to the offense and the hot garbage fire that Jared Goff is right now. Which, quick note, I'm just going to make my quick bullet points here. John Wolford started the game. He went out in the first quarter because he took a shoulder pad to the crown of the head and compressed his neck. So they took him to the hospital as a precaution. Goff came in, looked like a hot dumpster fire. The defense was the best offensive player of the game. Aaron Donald did not play a majority of the last quarter because he sacked Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's big butt landed on his ribs, gave him a little stinger. So they went precautionary and had him sit for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see how well the Ram defense was handling that Seahawk offense. I thought it was going to be a different game, but it played very well.
Mm-hmm. Number one defense in the NFL is going to face the number one offense this week on Saturday against the Green Bay Packers. It'll be a fantastic match, and we'll hit you about a day or so before the game with our thoughts of that one. But let's move on here to the next game here. We had the Nickelodeon game of the week in the Saints and the Bears. Yes, the game was broadcasted on Nickelodeon. This guy, on whatever side of me he is, had no idea they broadcast on Nickelodeon. Just hit him with it right before we started recording. And you should have seen it. SpongeBob's face in the field goal post, every field goal, and every touchdown, it turned into the slime zone.
Very, very strange marketing by the NFL and Nickelodeon. But, I'm no one to judge anything anyways. But very interesting, good game. Saints move on.
Yeah, and truthfully, I think it was more so maybe a pitch and a ploy since it's a playoff game. It's not a long-term deal. They can do it shortly. Is have the kids watch a little more, make it a little more entertaining for the little kids. For the little ones.
Yeah.
Who, so it makes sense. But moving on, we also had the we have the Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay and Washington football team. Sadly, the Washington football team did not get to make it to the next round. Heart's broken.
Chase Young did not eat Tom Brady up. But, I have to admit, Washington had a better season than anybody ever thought they were going to have.
That's right. NFC East next year, Washington's going to be the biz.
If Washington can put a good quarterback behind that O-line, I think they'll be really studly and very scary.
Yes, very. Let's see. Next game, we have the Cleveland Browns. Let's talk on this for a second. The Cleveland Browns were destroying the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
Everyone went in that game saying Cleveland's got no shot. They beat the Steelers with, the backups, and Big Ben didn't even play. They were leading 28-0 at the end of the first quarter. Baker Mayfield, in his pregame interview, they said, "How you feeling?" He said, "I feel dangerous." And goddamn, he was dangerous.
I think Cleveland needs to be taken more seriously in these playoffs. Everyone thinks they are the rollover team. They are the gimme team, but Pittsburgh just found out that's not it. Now, don't be wrong. It is Pittsburgh. It is a divisional game. So is it a little bit because they played each other already a couple times this year, or is it because they just weren't ready? Pittsburgh wasn't ready. What was it? But anyways, Cleveland looking good.
Yeah, Cleveland looking good. Other game we had the Ravens and the Titans, which was going to be projected as the quickest game in NFL history because with how many times each team runs the ball. Ravens pulling out. Titans fell a little bit short, down by, I think they lost by a touchdown at the end of that game.
I believe so. I can double check. But yeah, I believe that's what it was at the end of the game.
Yeah, King Henry was definitely kept in check for a vast majority of that game.
King Henry didn't even play.
Barely played.
Yeah.
We're missing a game. What's the last game we're missing here?
The Colts and the Bills.
The Colts and the Bills did what the Bills do. I think the Bills are going to be the front runner up to Kansas City.
Well, the Bills had a harder time because the score ended up being 24-27. So I was a bit surprised. I thought they would roll over more on the Colts. They didn't. They're going to be going on to be facing the Ravens. I think that will be an easier game for them than this last game was.
Yeah. It'll be good. So we got our 4 games for next week. We got Rams, Packers. We have the Buccaneers and the Saints. We'll get to watch that show probably on the History Channel with how old both those quarterbacks are. And then we will have the Bills and the Ravens and the Chiefs and the
Browns.
Or is it the Chiefs and the Ravens? Because isn't the Ravens the lowest seed?
No, it's going to be Chiefs and Browns and Bills and Ravens. The Ravens actually finished higher than the Browns off of a tiebreaker.
Really?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, let's go. I'm on the Brown train here. Let's go. They got their first playoff win since like the 70s. So,
the last time the Browns had won a playoff game, Bill Belichick was the head coach.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll see. But other news also in the NFL, Philadelphia Eagles let go of Doug Peterson, only 2 seasons removed from his Super Bowl victory with the team amidst the controversial, we'll call it tanking scandal, throwing the game. When he put in the third string quarterback when the game was still in hand, even the players were looking at him like, "What are you doing? What are you thinking? We got to win this one."
I don't know how you fire the coach that gave you your only Super Bowl championship. I'm sorry. You just don't do it. I think it's really stupid on the organization. Doug Peterson is a tremendous offensive guru. Whatever team is going to pick him up is going to be very, 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 very happy.
Yeah. It's probably just a front office, football political releasing thing because they don't want to be associated with someone who intentionally throws a game because that brings the integrity of your organization down. But there's a couple head coach spots out there, and I'm going to be really sad when the Rams lose their stud muffin defensive coordinator to a head coaching position because that's going to happen this year.
Speaking of the defensive coordinator positions, the Raiders did pick up Gus Bradley, the defensive coordinator for the Chargers this past year, as their new DC.
Yeah, well, that's not going to help them into next season. They have a lot hotter messes than that. But let's see what What do we got in words of hoops? How are we doing in the world of hoops? Hoops is front running here. Let's hit hoops.
I don't like how you said that.
Don't have to like it. Just have to accept it.
So basketball's going on right now. It's still early in the season, guys. There's a lot of teams not playing very well. Miami not playing very well, which I'm a bit surprised on. I thought they'd be playing a lot better. They're near the bottom of the conference right now. The Lakers looking like studs. Muffins right now. You also have Boston playing extremely well as well. You have Houston, who's been a super letdown right now, and Minnesota being a super letdown, especially with having Cat and D'Lo.
Yeah, well, and with Houston, the real problem is two things, that I took away because I got to see a bit of the Lakers and Houston game the other day. One is that James Harden just wants out of Houston, so he's not really playing like James Harden can play. That's number one. Number two, if Cousins gets ejected from the games, they got no size. They can't compete. The Lakers were only up by 2 points in their game until Cousins got ejected. Then they went off to the races.
Yeah. No, I'm fully agreeing with you, but I'm just saying Houston looking like a hot dumpster fire right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of hot dumpster fires, but a lot of season left, so we'll see what happens.
We have a lot of season, but they are still missing 10 games than they normally would have played. But, yes, there's still a lot of season. I also really, really want to touch on how Miami is not – if the season were to end today, Miami's not making playoffs, who was the Eastern Conference champion last year. I don't know if it's just having a slump, maybe lack of rest or whatever it is, but I'm also kind of surprised that they're not playing very well.
Yeah, last year – they came on really strong at the end, so maybe they're just a back half team. They're gonna coast their way to the front, and then they kick on the Jets in the back half. They're a smaller team, a little bit on the young side, so they can go that stamina and just pick it up on the end. Whereas some of those teams with the bigger, older players are gonna have to hit it hard early so they can rest before the postseason.
Well, we'll definitely see. You have hockey?
Hockey starts in, I believe, tomorrow or Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday, hockey's going to start here. I should know because I just did my fantasy hockey league draft, in my Puck U league. So we'll see how well I pan out this year. I normally do horrible at fantasy hockey, but I'm excited. See the puck hit the ice, see the stick slap around, people get thrown to some boards, some teeth fall out. It's a good time. Can't wait to go back to games, man. I really miss going to sports games.
Yeah, same here. Baseball has not been a whole lot of stuff going on. As you know, with COVID going on right now, there's not a lot of winter meetings going on, so it's been very quiet. Speaking of, Dodgers just signed some relief pitchers back. Nothing crazy going on in that world right now.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like I said, we're keeping it short. We're keeping it quick for you people, a little easier to digest. And we're probably going to try and hit you every day, every other day. We're still kind of working out a pattern, but we want a formula, give you something quick, easy to digest, and we're on the spot with the sports updates. You don't got to hear a week to listen to us blab for an hour. Now you can do it spread out over the course of 5 days.
Yeah, we're going to play around with it, guys. Let us, please bear with us as we go through a little transition here.
Yes, bear with us. We love you guys. Please share, like, subscribe. Share with your friends. Force your mom to subscribe because she doesn't care. And
Graham.
Hopefully, we'll see you guys tomorrow with more news, action, updates because of sports.
Take it easy, guys.